Hello everybody and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos and you're watching my channel of Facilitated Light, Healing, and Well-Being. This channel is designed to have messages that you'll see as they come out, and then they are timeless messages. So when you find it, when you get it, there's something in it that your guides or the universe wants you to see, know, understand, be aware of. So today I'm going to just pull a bunch of oracle cards, and I've got all the cards around me, and we're just going to see what the energy is. We're going to tap into maybe what is happening overall. It's an overall energy today. So I'm just going to do some messages just to bring some light, see what the universe wants you to know. When it finds you, like I said, whether it's now or it's later on, just listen to the messages, take what resonates, and if it doesn't, if it's not really hitting, or you're like, this isn't my message, it's okay. Collective means general. This is something I just put out there to help people on their journey. It is something that I designed. I would love to grow the channel, so I'm helping more people. But if you want to like and subscribe, that's up to you, because that'll let you notify that a new video came out. But that's not what the channel is about. So if you want to, I would love for you to subscribe and be part of our group. If you're coming back, welcome back in. If you're new, thank you for joining us. I hope that the messages that you hear today will help you, grow you, bring fullness of life. Our channel has been working on authenticity. The energy that's been present is releasing what no longer serves you to be able to bring into the new what you're doing. We had like delays or quiet time and assessment time. Mercury retrograde brought in time to think about what you were struggling with, what you were holding on to that you need to let go of, things like that, forgiveness, whatever. Then there was a time where now you know what you've done, and now I need you to, the universe is saying to you, and now I need you to make a plan of action. Continue to heal, continue to get things balanced, get back on your feet. Now you have a plan, and this past month that and what we're going through now is, now I want you to start implementing it. I'm not rushing you. The universe is like, I'm not rushing you, but you need to start, because this new energy is flowing in. It is starting. I feel it. It's an energy that's going to present itself. It's slowly coming in, but it's a major change. It's a major energy uplift. It's going to push you into a new chapter, a new book, a new understanding. And it's very important that you get your stuff under control, balanced, kind of get a new trajectory or where you're going, or being open and flexible. That was another part of what I keep seeing, like being flexible, because God, universe, divine is pushing you through, teaching you what you need to learn, and getting you ready for the next session of life. Probably, I would say 20 to 25 years. That's what I'm feeling intuitively. Because it's a new cycle, it's a new energy. We're ushering in a higher frequency. We're ushering in new energies, like the Schumann, the earth. This is even based with science, and I call it woo-woo. But there is something new, and weather is changing. The solar maximum is hitting its peak, and it's really coming into a new thing. We had planetary alignments. You have the finishing of those 200-year cycle ones, like your Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto. Those ones on the outer rim, they take about 200 years to be able to make a full cycle, and they all were kind of clumped up together. So they're making an appearance. You've got your AI Atlas, which we don't know if it's a comet, if it's an alien ship. They're talking all kinds of stuff. We have solar flares. We had comets coming through. There was a lot of activity going on. So when there's a lot of activity, it's usually a very tumultuous or stirring things up. But sometimes you have to stir the pot and break down the paradigms and kind of shake things so that all the crap falls out. Kind of like when you shake something and you kind of sift it or you move it. That's what I'm seeing. Like you're shifting, and all the extra stupid stuff is falling off. Because I think we're coming out of that old energy, almost like where it's trying to wrap up. The old energy was Pentacles, earth energy, and it was very heavy, but it was like industrial revolution. It was about expansion, security, money, finances. And then as we finished coming out of the 2000s or the 1900s into the 2000s, you had your age of Aquarius approaching, which was slowly moving in, which was technology. It was freedom, movement, that constricting energy that was there. People were released from environmental things, paradigms of what people perceived as right and wrong, being able to live a free, open life. And what happens is it's considered winter. Aries or air energy in Aquarius, it's winter energy. So you think of winter is usually death, rebirth, transformation. So what we're going into is an energy that's going to break down, which it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to break down the old systems so the new energy can be present, because this new energy that's coming in is going to set the precedence when we're not here, but it's going to set the precedence for the next, which is wands, which is spring, which is growth. It's kind of like we're heading toward the golden era or the enlightenment or the new world order, in an essence of speaking. And it's going to take this 100 years to redo it, kind of like the Renaissance. When we came out of the Dark Ages and we went into the Renaissance, it was the same type of energy. It was taking the old, and then you have the new, and it kind of had trickle because there was people that were like heretics. They didn't believe certain things, whatever. But it's taking the old, everything kind of had to die, and the new stuff came out. New technologies back then, new artwork, enlightenment. So it's a dawn of the enlightenment coming, but the Aquarius energy is what's going to usher it in. So that is what we're going into in our lifetimes. At this moment, if you're seeing this, we will not see the change. We might see the end of it. If you're a baby right now being born, you might see the end of it, because it's like 150-year cycle. So we've only been in it for like 4 or 5 years. So we as a population at this moment will not see it, but we will usher it in. And we will be a key component to breaking it down. And that is why I think that when they talk about the Pleiades star cluster, Pleiadians, and they talk about star seeds, they talk about indigo children, they talk about these people that were, or I should say souls that were in other places, other planets, other dimensions, whatever, chose to be born in here to raise the vibration to usher in the age of Aquarius. That's why that song, Earth, Wind, and Fire, we had to be born. We were born into the old one because we had to be to a certain age. There was a bunch of us, I want to say 70s, maybe even a little bit of the 80s. Like it was trickled from like 65 to like 85. We were a lot of children that are coming out now. That's why it's showing up, because now we're adults and we're older. We had to be at a certain age to usher in this Aquarius, to be strong enough to be in politics, to be well-versed, come into our understanding. We needed to remember who we were. And at this moment, all of us are coming between, excuse me, 35 to 40 to like 60, 62. So that group of people is where you're going to see a lot of your indigo children, your star seeds, people that they were put here purposely to raise the vibration, to open the eyes of people, to make radical change. The people that fought for freedom of religion, freedom of how you want to live, freedom of your sexual preference, how you want to choose to represent in the world. That energy, and women fighting for their rights, and ethnicity fighting for their rights, and the slaves and the black environment of people getting their freedom and equality. We all ushered this in because there was a new generation of kids that came in that wanted something different than the old stuff, which is what's happening right now. So if you're watching this, this is just information. I'm being led to say it. I read energy, and this is what's coming out. Our new babies are born in the next frequency, which is what's to come in. They're going to usher in this age of being born in that higher vibration. There's a higher frequency, a higher vibration. What happens is when you change the energy, it is shown in history and in to follow a pattern that there's a sickness or there's an illness that really kind of cleanses. And it's not, it sounds bad to say it, cleansing, it sounds better than, but there's a bunch of people that die. There's a resetting. It's not everybody, but there's on a soul level, not you. You don't choose to say, oh, I want to go back to heaven or I want to die. Your soul says, okay, this being isn't maybe going to vibrate or is not going to be successful, or we need to have them reborn. They would be better born into the higher vibration because they are in a lower frequency, and not in a bad way, just the old energy. So they choose to pass on. So they choose to somehow, it's your time to go. So this new generation that's coming out, they're a totally different group of kids, and they're very, I don't want to say special in a bad way. Like, they're unique. They're a different energy. They are coming into a higher frequency. They have a compassion. They're not born into a world with so much division. There's division across the board. You're always going to have that. That's part of it. But they are born into a society where they are in a freedom society. So they are going to fight for what they were born into, that higher frequency. So if you have little children, they are going to be at a different level, and they might clash with you a little bit as they get older. And not that you don't love them, but they're going to be on a totally different way of thinking because they have come in with a purpose for their time. We came in for a purpose to usher in new things, but the generation before us, they didn't understand us. They thought we were crazy, or there was things that were coming in, or they didn't want to change the old things, and the energy was very much controlling and powerful and unstable and grounded and very, very heavy. The new energy is very light. This earth energy that released was crossing over, which we've talked about this before, and it created that rift because you've got the new energy stimulating people to be free and do things, and the other one's like, no, we need to calm down, we need to do what we got to do and keep it the way it is. And that's why I don't do politics, because politics is really, really, really getting affected by this transfer of energy. It's like off the wall because it's political beliefs, and I don't think that religion in politics should ever be mixed together, because to me they are separate. A freedom of religion is any religion, and government is government. That's protecting the country, what you're allowed to do, civil freedom, stuff like that. And they came here originally to fight for freedom of religion and a life that they could live that was theirs, that they didn't be told by the king or anybody how they were supposed to live. And it was a freedom to just live the life they wanted, because it didn't just include God-fearing people. It included witches and people that didn't have any faith, people that just wanted to live a normal, peaceful life. You had witches, you had farmers, you had plantation people. I mean, and they all just wanted to come. Half of them wanted to make money, and the other half just wanted to live in peace and not be told what to do. Maybe they were different. Maybe they just wanted to be in a new place, away from the hubbub, away from the old things that were going on. So when I read about history and I read about it, my opinion, because this is my channel, I'm not trying to offend anybody. Government and church, I feel, should never be together. But I don't do politics, so I just kind of like, okay, they're going to do what they're going to do. I don't mind that they're talking about God, but it's freedom of religion. And there's many more religions. There's religions with the devil, with many gods, a single God. There's Islam. There's all these different religions. You have to choose to believe and follow what resonates and is with you. But what I would say is, if you're following a religion, that you do it just out of, I don't say habit or training or ideology or the sociology of your country, your place, your thing. You need to connect to the divine. That's it. The divine is the creator of all things. I don't care what you call him, where he's been, what religion you do, but being good to each other and loving each other, which is not about having relationships with each other. It's having compassion. It's having a human experience while you're here in this body and making betterment, trying to help people, trying to grow. That is the idea of finding the divine. Most people that are in some type of religion, they're trying to be a better person. They're trying to grow. They're trying to connect to the higher being, higher thing, something that's bigger than them. So find what suits you. So this channel is about enlightenment, growth, finding your happy space, living an authentic, sorry, the birds distract me, living an authentic life that brings joy, happiness. And unfortunately, when you live an authentic life, if you haven't been, it's going to be a transitional period. You're going to go from where you used to be, and if you really are embracing your true authenticity, it's going to be a little rocky because there's going to be people that aren't going to come along. But then you're going to add new people. It might be a little tumultuous because you have to stand in your ground. If you really are being authentic and you are walking the path that is for you, first of all, you're going to find happiness because you're going to be living what's true to you. Second, you're going to vibrate on a higher level because you're going to be happy. You're going to be more in alignment. You're going to be heading that path that you, if you use your compass, your true north is where you feel at home, where you feel safe, and you'll know. Because if you don't feel comfortable in your environment, something's not right. That's what this time frame is about. It's about finding your north, finding your place, finding your authentic spot, what you came here. And it doesn't even have to be like a purpose. It's that you're living true to what makes you happy. Because happiness is contagious. When you're happy and you're living a full life, the universe will come to you. You're not needy. You're not upset. You're at peace. You might miss people if they're not in your new world. You might have to like readjust to this new life, but you will be on a different track. And in this process, you're raising your vibration. And when you raise your vibration, you're contagious and you are filling the world with positive love energy, happy energy. Even if people don't agree with you, you are at a different vibrational stance because you are okay. You are in your alignment. So you're going to radiate. The more you go in alignment, that's why the outside people, the media, want to tell you what you're supposed to be because not everybody's going to fall in that. So you're not going to be in alignment if you're not following your own thing. The only objection I have is if you're doing something that's hurting people, you're probably not in alignment. That's just my opinion. It could be. Maybe you have to do something. Maybe you were brought into the world to be a warrior or something. But in most cases, if you are just doing your own thing and you just want to be left alone or you want to be in a group, it's your business. It's your life. It's your thing. You, if you connect to that higher power, however you call it, whatever it is, it will tell you, I need you to do this, or I want you to do this, or I want you to help those people. If it is making you be benevolent and help people and have empathy and you're growing and you're finding joy, you're probably going on the right path. Because when you're not in alignment, that's when you're upset. That's when you're not happy. Because if you're in alignment and there's struggles, you're going to get through. If you're in alignment and you're doing what you're supposed to, things will come to you, protect you. It's not that life won't be bad, but it will be, things will start to come in and help you. And you'll be like, oh, and then you grow in your power. You grow in your understanding. You grow in your happiness. You don't let the outside world bring you down and make you sad. So there may be a group of us that just need to hear that you need to go and pursue what makes you happy, what makes you satisfied, the path that you need to be, the person you came here or that you are within your soul level. The cards that you got from the first deck, which is the elemental, is Fury and Brush Fires. That's that burning down of the old things. It's like the energy of fire is destructive, but it's exhilarating. Like, I love fire. I don't know why. I have fire in my sign. Maybe that's what it's like. I love when we do the bonfire and you see it. But a raging fire is so tumultuously scary. Like, it can be like, it will take everything out in its path. I mean, you see the forest fires, it will take down it'll just keep going and going. It just, the air feeds it. And it just, when things are being burnt down, it's cleansing, it's purging. And purging is a word that's been coming up. There is a purging state that's happening right now. And all the old things are being burnt down. And part of what's burning it down is the fury, the anger, the tiredness of being compressed or made to fit in boxes we don't fit in. And people are finally coming into the understanding of who they are, what they want, what they're going for. They don't care if you like it, which is good. You should be living authentically. But the problem was before is when people tried to live authentically, they were abused, they were hurt, they were punished, they were said they were crazy. You're not crazy. You just live in your own power. Don't let other people bring you down. And I think, this is my thing, I think part of mental illness is, like certain people say they would see things or hear things. They didn't want to acknowledge that because that would mean it might be real. I don't think all those people that were crazy were actually crazy. I think they were sensitive, or they were, they didn't understand it. But if they could see things or they would do it, they would think they were delusional, or maybe they had things they could see that other people couldn't see, and it was scary to them and they didn't understand it. So it made them look like they were crazy. I don't think all those people, which I'm glad that there's not as many people being put away for seeing things, because the spirit world is there. It's present. Whether you think it's good or bad doesn't change that it's there. I mean, it says right in your Bible, there's a war between the angels and the demons going on right around you. There's another world. There's another dimension. There's lots of dimensions. So you just maybe can't perceive them. But if a child or a person is born and they are at a higher resonating frequency, they could be at a frequency to be able to comprehend, see, and understand what's there. And they actually could have the capacity to see or hear because they're at a different frequency than you are. You might be at a lower frequency, so you can't hear it, because usually angelic or higher dimensional, they're on a higher frequency. So if you're not resonating at a higher frequency, you might not actually hear them, see them, or experience them. I sensed them while I was coming into my stuff. I could sense them, but I couldn't like hear them. And I don't hear them now because I think my mind, and I think I keep them from coming, but they download images, they download things, thoughts, they bring me to places, they use my mind. So that's how I read. I read energetically. So what they're doing is they're helping people to be in their trueness. They are burning down the old regimes, the old bad energies. There is a fury because there is a control energy. There is a group that has been trying to control us and feed off our energies and keep us contained and working and doing things. And they're on a different level, not even just money. But money is a big thing because they are in the power. They want to keep their power. I mean, that's just normal. That's like, it's common sense. If you're rich, you're going to stay rich. You want to stay rich. You don't want the little people to come in unless you have built yourself up from nothing. If you're not old money, you are coming into something that you're taking from them. And that's okay. I don't want to be rich. I don't mind being comfortable. Like, I like having money, but the change is that everybody is balancing out and everybody's realizing the media has been feeding you that money is what brings you happiness. Pays your bills. It could bring you some happiness, but that's not, that we don't need to be controlled, that we can live the life we want, that there's been people being corrupt and taking things and living in false pretenses. This is what's burning down. And people are coming to an awareness that that's what's happening. And the people on the other side, and I don't know, I hope they don't come for me. It is what it is. But the people on the opposite side, they're not happy that you're waking up. They don't want you to wake up. They want to continue to keep this paradigm, this matrix, this thing going on where they have the control. And people are like, I don't think so, because our consciousness is being raised. Our awareness is being raised. We are thinking for ourselves. We are choosing a religion or not. We are choosing dogma. We are choosing spirituality. We are choosing to just be free. And that's scary to the people that are trying to control you. The other one is magic. I feel like magic is coming in, alchemy and magic. This is what's coming in, and that scares people, because I'm watching a show right now, and that's exactly the reason that they are scared of it, is because they know it's more powerful, or it has the potential to take things down and they can't control. And this is like an advantage. It's like you having a really good weapon. And most of the time, in my view, I don't think people use their stuff as a weapon. Bitterness and anger will morph you to want to use your power for evil, because what you put out is what comes back to you tenfold. So in the world of magic, if you're learning it from a conscious level, not an angry level, not a bitterness level or a revenge level, you are doing it for your own stuff, for your own protection. If you start becoming spiteful and angry and you send it out, I have to be very careful. My energy is can be very powerful, and I have to be careful what I send out, because I am in a very close alignment with the divine, and my spirit guides and my angels, they protect me because that's their job. So I have to be careful when I get upset not to send out stuff, because I know what comes back, because then I still get the backlash. If I'm sending something bad, it's going to come back to me. If I'm sending out good, it gets sent back too, because that's what they say, when you do things out of kindness, your blessings will come back to you. And it could be God, universe, whatever, but I always feel like if you do things without thinking, you're just trying to be good, the universe is going to bless you, because what you're doing is you're putting out good energy. So they're like, oh, we're going to send back more. Whatever you put out is what comes to you. So this could be for somebody out there. The magic that you send out, it will come back to you. So make sure when you send your energy out, that you're sending it out with good intentions, that you're sending it out to either protect somebody or to heal someone or to stop, injustice. And you're not saying do something to this people, or you're just saying this is injustice. I feel like somebody's targeting me, or I feel like someone's targeting my daughter. I need you to send back that energy and keep them safe, or deter them, or stop them, or punish them in your way, so that they stop doing what they're doing. Because then you're not saying directly, I want you to hurt them, or I want you to do something. You're sending out, please just protect us. Do what you feel you need to do. Or if you're sending out good things, I'm praying that somebody is going to feel better. I'm praying that this person succeeds. I know I'm having trouble with this person, but I pray for happiness and joy, because I don't understand, but I'm only sending good vibes to them. When you send those vibes out, you're sending them back to yourself. You're a reflection. It's like they talk about the mirror. When you send it out, you're sending it out into your own consciousness. So it's going to come back to you. But when it bounces off and it comes back, it's double. It's amplified, because it's reached something else. It's amplified, and your energy will come back to you. Okay? So keep that in mind. That's definitely something for somebody. Be mindful of what you're putting out, especially if you're putting it out with fury. And fury is like aggressive. If it's just fire and you're purging and you're cleaning, it's okay. Use your magic. And magic is anything you tap into that is an alchemy of changing things. It could be nature. It could be breathing. It could be in water. It could be ritualistic. It can be just you have a sensory or whatever, and you tune into your intuition. It will protect you. It will keep you safe. It will guide you to where you need to be. Your intuition, like we said on another video, is your voice in your head, but you still have the choice to say no, or yeah, I'm going to do that. Or they say it, they don't control you. They're there to protect you. They can affect the environments around you, but they ultimately, you choose what you want to do. So they can say, Lonnie, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I'll be like, no, I'm good. I'm going to do it. And they're like, oh, this girl, like she doesn't listen. But then there's times when they say, I don't feel right about this. There's something wrong. There's danger. And in my heart, if I'm feeling like, oh, I don't know, I listen to it, because that's my guides saying, you shouldn't do that. It's going to hurt you. But when we don't listen to our intuition, and we don't listen to our, what they call your gut, a lot of times it's right. And you will put yourself into things. So if you slow down and think, if that is creeping in your mind, consider why. So that's for some people out there. If you are considering that something is off, and you step back and you're like, but you want it so badly that you ignore it, be careful, because there's probably something in there that your guides are saying, we don't think this is good, or we can see farther than you. Please don't do that. That's not good for you. We're trying to protect you. Hopefully you will listen. But your gut will tell you, because if you're supposed to do something and you're not doing it, you'll get that feeling too, like you need to do it, you need to say it, you need to go. And I think sometimes we're scared. There's fear, and we don't listen to it, not because we don't want to, but we're scared to death to do it. So listen to your intuition, because if your gut is telling you should do something and it's not out of like rage, or it's just a gut instinct, if you go with it, you have your angels, you have your guides, you have that strength. If something is telling you to do something and it's not, and you know it's not out of like fight or flight, believe that you have the support, or consider before you make changes or choices. Okay, so these are 3 cards I pulled from the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle. So we'll see here, as you can see the light, it's kind of weird. There we go. I picked this one up on a fluke, so we're just going to read the cards and see what is has no bearing on what will be. What does your ideal life look like or feel like? Yeah, this is what we talked about. I know that there was something I was seeing, and something came up in the video, like the cards we did before when we did the videos, and it said you have to choose what you want so you can pull it in. And your angels and your guides are telling you, don't worry about what's happening now. What do you want? Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about what's happened. Focus on the thing and your desire. What do you want to come in? Don't focus on anything else. Figure out, because I know there's a lot of us out there that we're coming through a new change and a new world. So I told you right out, I don't know what I want totally. I'm kind of just living life day by day, because I don't really have a north yet. I know where I kind of like to go, but I'm truly in a total transition. And I feel like I've come into a space where the door is basically shut behind me, but there's no door in front of me yet. I don't know if any of you are feeling it. So I'm kind of in a liminal, like in between state, but a new door hasn't really, like there might be a crack, and I feel like there might be, or there's a couple different doors and they're all like kind of cracked open, but nothing has totally opened yet. But I actually haven't figured out where I want to be. That's my next goal. I'm trying to use the energy when I read the cards for you all. It's for me too. My next goal is I kind of like downsize some stuff. I'm purging my house. I'm trying to clean out the old energies, the old things I don't use, because your things hold energy. They hold, and if you're not needing them and they're just kind of staying around and you're not touching them and re-energizing them, and you're not wearing them or you're not using them, it keeps old energy. So I'm purging. Maybe that's something you need to do. I'm cleaning out my house before the winter comes, before the close, because I know there's something coming and I want to be ready for it. I even prayed to my divine and said, I need your help. I'm still in this heavy energy of trying to get through. Please help me to finish purging my house, to have the energy to pick up a couple things each day. I have the issue like everybody else, and I don't know if I have a diagnosis of ADHD or something, but if I look at the whole thing and I don't just do a couple things, I shut down. I can't, I'm like, okay, this is too much. I get distracted. So if you are trying to clean your house or you're trying to get a project done, do 2 things a day. Like if I'm not feeling it, I'll say, okay, I'll try to get the dishes done. I'm going to try to wash the bathroom up, or I'm going to try to do laundry and put it away and do something else. It's not a lot in some people's eyes, but I've noticed it's so amazing. It's starting to show up. It's starting to show little by little. I'm not pushing myself. Maybe you need to hear this. I'm not pushing myself. I'm simply doing those couple things so I don't feel like I'm not doing anything, but I'm being patient with myself. I'm being patient with what I'm trying to do, and it is slowly unfolding, and I'm not stressing myself out. I'm just like, okay, the dishes will be there. If I don't feel like doing the dishes, I try to clean up or do something else, or I just say, okay, I'm not feeling well. This energy that's coming in from the sun is going to make people tired. Do not be hard on yourself. It's going to make you have headaches. It's going to make you feel a little off. It's going to make you feel tired, or it's going to over exhilarate you, and you're going to feel like anxious, and you might hide in your house a little bit if you deal with that, because it's electromagnetic energy and you have electrical currents that run through to keep your heart beating and keep things going. So you're going to feel it. It's like being in the sun all day, but you're just in your house. It's intense. Be gentle with yourself. Don't sit around and do nothing, because that's not going to help you either. But don't be like, I got to clean the whole house, and and then you're exhausted, or you crash and burn because it's too much. Okay? Be gentle. Work towards something. Figure out what you want. Don't look at the past and worry about what's happening. Your next card is gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? Yeah. Being thankful for those simple things in your life will bring a different perspective. Instead of thinking only on the things that are negative, they want you to think on what you do have instead of what you don't have. Because when you focus on what you don't have, you manifest it continually into your life. You need to be focused on what you do have and what you would like to have. These two go together. Focus on the life you want. Focus on the things you're thankful for, and just be understanding of the things that are lacking. It just, at that moment, you don't have them. Do not ponder on them too long. Do not fester on them. Just try to do something to change it, or focus on, okay, I don't have that, but you know what? I have this. I'm still moving. I'm still doing this. What do I really want? Okay, so I'm lacking, but what do I want? So then you turn it around from being a negative situation to what would be ideal for me. And then you're thinking and pulling in the things that you want, not what you don't want. The universe does not understand no or a negation. So if you don't want to think about so-and-so, if you keep saying that, you're going to think about so-and-so, or you're going to pull them into your life, and you're going to run into that person you don't want to speak to. If you're thinking of new things and you're trying to just push it away, or you're just wishing them well, maybe you focus on, I hope they're doing well, picture them moving on, picture them having life, and picture you having people or new things come into your life, then you're manifesting the energy of them moving on and you finding or pulling in new people. Last thing, you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. Okay, I did not even see that. It's just a confirmation. Exactly. What you're focusing on. I told you, they download things that come into me and I can't help it. I love being able to connect with the spirit world. What thought pattern do you need to shift? Exactly. Are you thinking of these things that you don't want instead of the things that you do want? So this video, I think, is about manifesting through your thoughts, through what you want, not focused on what you did, what other people want you to do, what you think you should be doing. Focus on what you really want. And as you focus and become thankful for what you do have, not what you don't have, you don't be upset about that. It is what it is. Focus on what you want to bring into your life. Maybe a plan of action that you would like to do, or that this is what you want. I want this, and this would be ideal, and I like this. I'm very thankful that I have this, but I think I would like this in my life because this would make my life easier, or this would make me be able to pay my bills better. And oh yeah, that'd be cool. I could see myself, and imagining yourself in it and focusing on the things that you're working toward is going to bring it in much quicker than the things that you don't want. Because if you keep thinking of them or dragging them into your thought pattern, you're going to keep holding them. They're going to stay in your world. So that is your message. That seems to be the message for today. Focus on what you want. Find a plan of action. Be content in your life, being thankful, taking care of yourself. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you again.